Or how many is it?
I think you could do the study. You got a whole staff over there.
I thought it was 32 million. How many is it? You obviously know.
I mean, no, I mean, don't help them out, you know.
I'm told it's 33 million now, so congratulations. You're slightly bigger following than I thought.
No.
Well, if you know everything else that he's tweeting, you should have got that right as well.
Oh, don't be so pathetic, Sneako. Honestly, what you're trying to do is you're trying to get good content which will promote you, Sneako. And I'm just curious how you, Sneako, deal with the fact that you are so openly associating yourself now with somebody who seems to worship Adolf Hitler and is pro the Nazis. Do you feel comfortable about that?
And just like that, we back, man. It is Jack Travis back in the building again. If you like what I'm doing, like and subscribe to the content, and we will go accordingly. Now, I won't do a whole long intro to this thing. We have some Kanye West material to put across your eyes and your ears. And this much of the same of lame Kanye antics. This time he was on with Piers Morgan again. Kanye, his side chick Sneako, and Piers Morgan. Let's get into it.
2 years ago, I interviewed Kanye Ye West on Uncensored after he'd made global headlines for anti-Semitic outbursts. Most outrageously, he tweeted that he wanted to go DEFCON 3 on Jewish people. It was a heated interview. It was a long interview. I held him to account. I told him his remarks were offensive. He'd caused many people a lot of pain. And he gave me some back, of course. He called me a Karen. Fair enough, I can take it. At least we had a mostly grown-up conversation. These constant tirades against Jewish people.
Have you felt my pain yet? You haven't felt my pain. You don't want to feel my pain.
Oh, no,
you don't hold You don't hold accountability to my pain. You're being a Karen.
Do you believe that you have any form of mental illness?
Even though Ye was starting to go down the weird end, the weird path, this was the lit Ye. Ye was still solid body, call out foolishness. We with you, Ye. You rocking. You seem to have some coherent thoughts. You seem to be still with us. I don't know what happened to Ye, but this was still a bit of the Ye we all came to know and love.
I believe that I suffered from exhaustion. I believe that I suffered from exhaustion. I suffered from being lied to constantly by the people around me, by my management, by my ex-wife.
Do you still love Kim?
I absolutely love her. I'll love her for life.
That interview lasted 2 hours in the end. We covered a lot of ground. There were moments of tension and moments, I think, of mutual understanding. Yeah, he got up and walked off at one point, but he had to think about what he wanted to say, and then he came back and he said it.
And we'll have the top lawyers like a Johnny Cochran, Robert Kardashian level legal team, you know, looking at all of these contracts together. After that moment happens, then I will say, I'm sorry.
Okay, if that's your position, that's clear.
Interview adjourned. Love you.
Yeah, thanks for sitting back down. I'll change the subject now. Obviously, I have no idea what's going on in this guy's head, and he's unquestionably a genius artist with a global fan base and massive talent. He's lived most of his life under the microscope of intense fame, and that pressure alone can make people behave very oddly. Back then, I was trying to understand if Ye had any regret or remorse for what could have been a relatively isolated incident or some kind of episode. I wanted to know if he understood there are consequences for his words and whether he was genuinely a racist. What we now know is just the tip of the iceberg. As far as the watching public is concerned, Ye has spiraled in both his personal life and his business life. Most recently, he's taken to posting endless, outrageous anti-Semitic slurs on X. He frequently professes his great love for Adolf Hitler. He poses in swastikas and KKK costumes. He says things like Jews were better as slaves and they should be whipped. We all know this because X has allowed him to carry on doing it to his 33 million followers. I've argued for a long time his account should be shut down, it should be stopped. That's my opinion. I believe passionately in free speech and I detest censorship because I believe in the importance of sharing honestly held opinions in a democracy. But posting endless, vile, anti-Semitic insults, encouraging violence against Jewish people in these unhinged tirades on a privately owned platform has got nothing to do with free speech. I invited him back onto Uncensored because at least on my show, I can call him out for what he's been doing and put myself in between the 33 million followers who see his posts without any challenge whatsoever. Our producer spotted that he was in Spain with his friend Sneako.
Sneako's name. I'm like, what are we doing, yay? I'm already doing this is gonna be a shit show. I guess I already knew that Sneako was brown nosing and, you know what I mean, coattailing, following around Ye and shit like that. That's kind of what Sneako does. His brand is damaged beyond repair, so he just kind of like a free agent groupie these days, you know what I'm saying? You see him with various people. Andrew Tate's, now he tries to act like him, and Ye, and he's a ship jumper. You dig what I'm saying? Dick Rider is what they call him in the hood. You dig what I'm saying? When I heard Sneako's name, I already knew where we were headed.
And we invited both of them on for an interview. They very quickly agreed, and Sneako spent several days talking about it, but they mucked us around, a significant expense, both in time and money, to me, my crew in Spain, and my team here in London. More importantly, he didn't turn up yesterday, and said wanted to do it today. So it seemed to me then it might all just be a stunt, but I went ahead and said, okay, we'll have another go today. Ye told Sneako not to be offended if he stormed off very shortly before today's interview started. You can judge for yourself how it went and whether Ye has any respect or frankly any marbles. I'm not a shrink. But if you're so delusional or fragile you don't expect a journalist to ask you questions about your publicly stated love of Hitler, you should probably talk to somebody other than me. What followed, frankly, was a farce.
Farce? A farce.
I'm getting your multi-tracks right now. I'm about to step in this interview, but I can hop back on in about whenever it's done. That nuance right there, it's idiotic. It just shows the hate that you put out for people that put love. There's so much love in the art that I put out.
What are you talking about?
We have to admit this is somewhat entertaining. You know, this is going to be laughed at by many people.
What's entertaining?
That was funny.
Temu, Amazon Choice, Dollar General, Aisle 7, John Wick, Sneako. Look at him now. He got his little black. They dressed alike in black. Look at him. Bless they heart. They so cute. Then Sneako got his little earpiece that doesn't fit correctly and the other part is hanging. He doesn't know how to do this. He's not familiar in this role. He trying to look serious. Oh my God, bro. Head is shaped like a deformed Q-tip, ain't it, man? Like, you know what I'm saying? You put the Q-tip in your ear and get a little wax, and then you pull it out. It be kind of lopsided. Look, God told me stop talking about before I started choking. That's how he look. Let's continue.
Ye West is rarely out of the headlines at the moment. It's fair to say the headlines are equally rarely positive. The rapper, producer, and fashion designer is currently working on a new album. Several new tracks were previewed on a recent live stream with his friend Sneako. And both Sneako and Ye join me now. Well, welcome to Uncensored. Ye, we haven't spoken for a while. How are you?
I'm doing good. I don't use the term West, you know, the whole drop the slave name idea.
Okay, so we just call you Ye, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, look, when I last interviewed, we had a long conversation. And since then, a lot has happened in your life. And so I'm grateful for the opportunity to try and talk to you about some of this. How would you say your life is at the moment?
I mean, you see that view?
Yeah.
Get Temu, Dollar General, Sneako. Look at his girlfriend, Sneako. She just snickering. It was such an on. Look at me and my man. We out here with, look at the view. King, 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 ka, 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 ka. King, ka, ka, ka.
Your life is good?
Well, judge it on the view as the answer to how my life is. Judge me by the view.
Well, the view is Mallorca. I've been there. It's a beautiful place. And for all intents and purposes, you seem very relaxed and happy. That is in direct contrast to your public image at the moment over the last couple of years, led by your ferocious... Well, hang on, let me finish the question. Led by your ferocious use of...
No, but I already disagree. It's not in contrast. There's so many people and artists that are championing the idea of someone being able to just express who they really are and have been able to go through the war of being attacked by the banks, being attacked, by the banks. That's the best way to put it, being attacked by the banks and to still be here with this view is, that's the win. So I think I'm in contrast to your contrast.
Okay, but the point I was going to make is that I watch what you put out on X. You got 32 million followers, so you're one of the most followed people.
See, wait. Now look right now. You're not gonna take inches off my dick, bro. Like, how many followers do I have?
This whole little branch is about to start because of the number of Twitter followers that Piers attributed to a one yay. Kanye West. I called you Kanye West. And what you gonna do about it? Now, you did hear Piers in the introduction. He said 33 million. Then he says 32 million now. And Kanye West takes that as a threat to take some size off of his penis. I'm not even understanding why we would make that type of reference, but that's where we went, and Sneako loves it. Sneako loves the reference to Kanye West and his penis. You see him chuckling. He had to adjust his earpiece. He want to hear this dick talk, like in full Dolby surround sound.
Well, how many is it?
I think you could do the study. You got a whole staff over there.
I thought it was 32 million. How many is it? You obviously know.
Don't help them out.
I'm told it's 33 million now. So congratulations. You're slightly bigger following than I thought.
No, congratulations. Your information is correct. You're not just some, dude trying to sub. I'm a gift, bro. You know what I mean? Why do all you people in media act like you haven't played my songs at your weddings or graduations or at funerals or when your child was born? You take somebody that's living like a Lennon, a Michael Jackson, and you just take all this time to just, like, that nuance right there. It's idiotic. It just shows the hate that you put out for people that put love. There's so much love in the art that I put out.
What are you talking about?
Great point, Piers. What are you talking about, Ye? Ye said he leaves with love and put all this love out here. I don't know. Ye got to be crazy. Kanye West has got to be crazy. Because I'm like, well, is he acting? He's just trolling. But it's like, bro, it's not a lot of love committed. Now, I'm not Jewish. A Nazi ain't gonna do shit to me. You dig what I'm saying? So I don't really have a dog in the fight in this Nazi Jew anti-Semitic. I don't care either way it goes. But if we just call it spades, and you look at what Kanye puts out into the public world, juxtapose that with what he says, he thinks he's communicating love, but to run around with swastika shirts and saying you love Hitler, and apparently he's coming out with a song called How Hitler. It's not a lot of love in that. I don't even know who you're trolling. Who's gonna buy this record? Just like neo-Nazis? I don't think it's a lot of them out there. Jewish people definitely not gonna buy the record. Black people not gonna buy the record, support the record, stream the record. So I'm just like, what is his whole point? It doesn't seem to be any love. It's just like trolling for attention and wanting to be the victim, and everybody pay attention to his plight. Now, as a black man in America, I can understand a lot of pitfalls that we have awaiting us. You dig what I'm saying? The more money you get, the more problems you have. P. Diddy told you. And that's absolutely true. I've seen it in my life. I've seen it in other people's lives. We're not taking away from the validity of what he's saying about the type of bullshit he may have faced in this industry. But to sit back and not notice the unforced errors, you know what I'm saying? It would just you just be disingenuous to not take that into account. And Ye is a forever victim, man. You know what I'm saying? Anything that happens to Ye is not of any of his fault at all. And it's, you know, to be a grown man, bro, you cannot be so petty and petulant out here like that. You just can't do it.
I haven't said anything.
What are you talking about? It's 30. Okay, now you're not taking accountability or responsibility.
Literally, you said it. You implied I haven't played your music. Of course I played your music.
No, sir. This is what you get for now. We can circle back when you can count.
Okay.
And there, look at Sneako. He's looking after his man. Where's my man going? I didn't know it was gonna happen like this. That's Ye getting up and walking off. You know what I'm saying? Ye is upset that Piers got his Twitter following wrong by 1 million. It's 33. Piers originally said 32. He said 33 to start off, so he probably was just trolling Ye. But to be the type of nigga that would get so mad and walk off an interview because of a discrepancy of 1 million followers, like, what we doing, Ye? Who is it? I mean, what type of people are around Kanye to be like, boy, that was awesome, but you be killing this shit out here, bro. Like, them folk can't tell you nothing, bro. You stand on business. Who are these people? Who are these people, bro? But you see the weirdest people around him. Sneako. We just had him and Academics doing the little video, the interview, or whatever the hell you want to call it, when he had on the little Black Klan uniform. At this point, it's just kind of irritating, bro. It's like Kanye has gotten so far past the artistic Kanye that we know, to where it's just like he's just someone to laugh at now. His fashion sense, his clothing line is, I guess it sells out because it's Kanye, but I've never in my life seen someone with a Kanye garment on. Maybe you go out California, up New York, you dig what I'm saying, or out London or something like that, where they super fashion forward, they may have it on, but it's not even for regular individuals. He wear like asylum wear. You would picture people like in the crazy house with Kanye West shirts on with holes all in them where they tap. It's wild. And maybe that's his aesthetic. Maybe that's what he's going for, but Ye just, it's irritating. It's like a little lame ass nigga now, bro. Like, what is even the point? I don't even understand what type of business Ye is standing on, if any. You know what I'm saying? He's just having these manic episodes as I ascertain them. You dig what I'm saying? But yeah, he's gone from the interview now, and he's left his mistress, Sneako. I guess she's taking the place of Bianca Censori. It's now Sneako. You know, they both got bald head haircut, so maybe Sneako is the new mistress.
Where's he gone, Sneako?
Yeah, that's it for Ye. But it's nice to meet you, Piers.
Where's he gone?
I think he's just going back to work. There's several things he's working on. I was not aware he was going to leave like this, but it seems like he got upset about the...
So it's all just a game, is it? Is that the idea?
Followers. I mean, life is a video game, is it?
No, I just wonder what the point of this exercise was. Was he supposed to do an interview or not?
Are you supposed to do an interview? But I mean, the amount of Twitter followers, something like that, it's patronizing for no reason. You said his name incorrectly. You know his name is Ye. This is very public about that. Hopefully we could do it. I think this was good. We were prepared for a good interview. But come on, you know what you were doing.
What do you think I'm doing?
I think you were trying to patronize very intentionally by getting those two things, you know, under his skin. Maybe it could have been about past interviews or because of what happened yesterday. But I mean, this information is not that difficult to get right.
Yeah, we called him Ye, and we got his Twitter following count wrong by 1 million, from 32 to 33 million. Also, for the record, you guys dicked us around yesterday, and you seem to find that very entertaining and amusing in your live stream, which I'm sure you will now. You kept all my crew in Spain and here waiting, and then wasted their time. And then you got us all back now, and you've wasted our time again. And you again may find that funny and entertaining, and that's fine. I don't. I think it's a total waste of everyone's time and effort and money.
Well, I mean, it is. I was ready for the interview yesterday too. My time is important as well. Regardless if it was wasted, we have to admit this is somewhat entertaining. You know, this is going to be laughed at by many people. It's not what I expected.
What's entertaining?
Sneako is absolutely correct here. This will be laughed at and enjoyed by a many. One is I, Jack Travis, over here at Just Like That. hilarious content. You're sitting there looking like a stupid guy, a very dumb, unserious person, traipsing around the globe like some side chick. You stood Piers. I'm gonna let Piers cook now. I'm not someone that usually agrees with Piers and his angle on things, but Piers is. I've watched like 2 recent episodes of Piers Morgan Uncensored, and Piers been cooking. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I think Piers is starting to get a bit perturbed and frustrated with the current state of politics, and he's usually a staunch supporter of his buddy Donald Trump, but it's increasingly becoming obvious that Donald Trump don't know what the fuck he doing, and it's very hard to continue to defend him. And the further that you continue to defend him, the more damage you're doing to your brand. Now, you've got some small, lower level creators and things like here that don't have anything to lose. Whatever attention they get is good attention. But for the high level political commentators out here that are friends and supporters of the Trump administration, it's damaging to the brand. So you see a lot of them trying to pivot and backslide and call spades these days.
That was funny. That's undeniably walking off right into the beginning of an interview is funny.
Yeah. Out of interest,
subjective.
Out of interest, what do you do with him?
I'm working on several films right now. I am streaming out here. I'm editing, and I work on things behind the scenes. Some inspiration for art. I'm just there to try to help fulfill his vision.
Well, let me ask you the questions I would have asked him. So, I mean, out of interest, what is with his obsession with Hitler? Why is he so rampantly anti-Semitic?
I'm not going to answer questions on his behalf.
Well, you're going to have to because he's not there.
Questions on his behalf.
He's not there.
What's that?
He's not there. Literally, he's dropping a track today called Heil Hitler. Why are you happy to be associated with somebody like that? Out of interest.
I'm not going to speak on his art and his vision while he's not here.
I'm asking you why you're happy to be associated with somebody who most of the world believes is now a rampant anti-Semite.
Well, you're associated as well. Your show's called Piers Morgan Uncensored.
Yeah.
You tried to get him censored on X. And here you are on the days we're going to release this song doing an interview with him. So we're all involved here. It's not like I'm the only one complicit.
Yeah, the reason I wanted to get him on was because I don't think anyone holds him to account for anything he does on X. And in fact, he deliberately breaches all of X's rules, and yet he does it with impunity and is allowed to do it, whereas millions of other accounts get suspended for far less offenses. So I was going to ask him directly, which is why I mentioned his X following. I was going to ask him about what he puts on X and why he does this, why he continually attacks Jewish people, why he continually celebrates Adolf Hitler. And then I'm curious about, given he's not there, can't answer these questions, what your association is with this guy and whether you're comfortable to be associated with somebody who most people consider to be an anti-Semite.
I think I just answered this question. And these are good questions. I think I just answered half.
We haven't
answered
the question, have you?
But I mean, if I did, you said, what are you doing out here? And I said, I'm doing films and I'm reporting behind the scenes and I'm streaming and I'm editing and helping fulfill his vision.
Have you been helping him with the track Heil Hitler?
No, I don't. I'm not a music guy. And if you wanted to get questions about his Twitter or X correct, then you should have got the number of followers correct. That was something intentional that you knew what you were doing.
So I got
if you
the
know
size
everything
of his dick
about
wrong.
what he's
Is that what you say?
Cook Piers. Piers said, so I got the size of his dick wrong. Is that what you're saying? Sneako, you're saying that you know the size of Kanye West is penis? And that so that you know when someone's got the inches wrong? Is that a part of your job description out here, also measuring Kanye's dick and keeping a daily log of his ball size? Is this what you're doing out there with Kanye? And he went down the list of what he does. It's like, damn, well, there's many things he kept adding. I guess dick measurer could probably fall in there. He said, filming, I'm streaming, I'm editing, I'm helping fulfill the vision. Shit, sound like you traipsing the globe, being a bad bitch. That's what he is. He is a Sneako. Look at him, dog. Dick measurer, man. This is insanity, bro.
Well, if you know everything else that he's tweeting, you should have got that right as well.
Oh, don't be so pathetic, Sneako. Honestly, what you're trying to do is you're trying to get good content which will promote you, Sneako. And I'm just curious how you, Sneako, deal with the fact that you are so openly associating yourself
You asked
now
that question a
with
few
somebody
times,
who
and I
seems
mean, I
to
can ask you the same
worship
thing.
Adolf Hitler and is pro the Nazis. Do you feel comfortable about that?
No, we worship God. There's a
No,
if
no,
you're gonna
he
say it's
worships
pathetic
Adolf
that I'm
Hitler.
here promoting this. We could talk about how
He
pathetic it
worships
is
Adolf Hitler.
that you were essentially working for Israel up until a couple months ago and
Really?
promoting
When was I
things
working for
like
Israel?
genocide and not pushing back.
When was I working for Israel?
If it's pathetic to make films behind the scenes of one of the greatest living artists, probably the greatest living artist,
Well, he certainly was.
To point the finger
He
at you and
certainly
say
was
it's pathetic as well.
he was a great artist. Unfortunately, he's become a rampant anti-Semite who adores Adolf Hitler, embraces Nazism, uses swastika slogans.
I'm pretty sure he says he loves
to
everyone.
sell his
I'm not
merchandise,
gonna speak
and
for
has a
him,
new
but-
record out called Heil Hitler. So forgive me if I don't currently
The
see
song is
him
not. I mean,
as one of the
everything you're
world's
saying
great
in this question is
artists.
incorrect.
Yeah, but I don't see
Everything
him.
you're saying in this question is incorrect.
Sorry?
The song isn't out. The song isn't out for one, and two, he says he loves everyone. He says he loves Jews. He says he loves Hitler. He says he loves everybody. But
Right,
this
so when
could
he
be-
said,
just-
let me ask you, given you're the one sitting there, he said Jews were better as slaves. You have to put your Jews in their place and make them into your slaves. You then said make your Jews work for you, but watch them as close as you can. Whip the Jews. You comfortable with that, Sneako?
I think it's. I find it funny. That's not something that I would do personally. I don't whip
You think
anybody.
it's funny,
I
do
don't,
you? Whipping
condone
Jews?
slavery.
Using Jews as slaves? You think
I
that's
think
funny?
the context of that is funny. Yeah.
What's
and
the
also
humor?
to
I'm
remove
missing,
any sense of
I'm
humor
missing
from
the
that is
humor. What's the
ridiculous.
humor?
It's. I mean, do you want me to break down a joke for you?
You think it's a joke, do you, about whipping Jews?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a joke because I've been here for a couple weeks and he hasn't whipped any Jews.
Really? So because he hasn't actually whipped any yet,
Yeah,
that's a joke.
He really has.
Yeah.
Really has. But Piers, before I leave, I don't want to speak on his behalf. If you're agreeing
What
that
choice
he's
do we
the
have? You
greatest
set
living
this
artist
thing.
right now,
You set this farce up. He's dicked us around. You're the one left, so you're going to have to be accountable for him. Unless you want to walk away too.
accountable. What do you want to hold me accountable?
If you don't want to answer questions either, you are free to stand up and walk away like a little sniveling
Well, you can ask
coward
questions.
too.
If you have questions for me, then I'll feel
You
free
know
to
what? Here's
answer
my
those.
question
But
for
just
you.
when it comes to Ye,
Why is your mate Ye?
is this
such
whole
a-
thing going to be interrupting, or
Why is your mate
this whole
Ye-
thing just
why-
going to be
look,
interrupting?
mate,
Or do you want me to
look,
speak at all?
You're sounding like Andrew Tate Light, like his annoying little younger brother we never knew about. Okay? Doesn't work with me. Okay? You set this thing up. It's obviously some kind of elaborate prank.
Okay,
that you're
your
pulling
team asked
with
me to
your
do
mate
this.
Ye.
If you want to be
But given that
Netanyahu
you-
light on TV,
but given you want to make, given
if you want to be
okay,
Dave
you think it's all
Portnoy with the
funny,
suit,
it's fine.
then sure. If you want to do ad hominem attacks, then why invite someone on your show? I set this up because your team asked me to do it. I
Yeah.
did everything that I could. If I knew that this would, I'm not here wasting your time. You're angry at me for setting up an interview that you wanted. If you have questions for me, I'm happy to answer those.
Here's
If you
my
want to
question.
keep doing
Why did
insults,
your-
there's no point in me being here.
Why did Ye stand up like a sniveling little coward and walk away before I could ask him difficult questions?
For the third time, Piers, I don't know if you have a hearing problem, but I'm not going to answer questions on another man's behalf. But
Really?
thank you for
Even though
having
you
me. If
set
would
up
like
the
to talk
interview with
one-on-one
him.
another time, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
thank
tell
you.
him from me he's a sniveling little coward. And he's an anti-Semite and a Hitler worshipper. That's what I would have asked him if he'd had the balls to sit there and take the questions. And there you are, proudly associating yourself with him. Good luck to you, Sneako. Everyone can see you for what you are.
And what Sneako is a side chick. And apparently his boyfriend is a sniveling little coward, according to Piers Morgan. And I ain't gonna hold you, I gotta let him cook. Yeah, always doing this, getting up, walking off. Like that make the scene. Oh, yeah, get up and walk off your interview. Nigga, I'm God body. Yay. Nigga, you just look like a kid that can't answer questions. You can't take no pressure. You get to hollering and screaming anytime somebody asks you a question. Those are not dominant traits, bro. Those are the traits of a under pressure female, a child, a little kid. Stand on business, nigga. Like he just run shit, walk off the interview. There ain't nobody running around chasing you trying to see what Kanye on, bruh. Like niggas like him, you know what I'm saying? You get to a certain position, and it's like for the Ye that he used to be, brother, be on the shit he on now. It's just like you lose all respect for him. You know what I'm saying? So I'm riding with Piers Morgan on this. When anybody got a problem with it, get in the comments, likes, comment, subscribe, all of that. You dig what I'm saying? If y'all can get this round of Ye and he got something to say, he want to walk off one of my interviews, holla at him. Holla at Sneako. Dollar General Andrew Tate. Holler at him. See if they want to come holler at the boy and walk off another interview. I'd welcome it. But it's just lame as hell, bro. Ye is way too far into himself. I guess we can give him the insanity excuse of something wrong in his head. You know, when his mama left here, I think some things started to change up. Then he in the industry, who knows? But a lot of these just seem to be, like I said, unforced errors. And he doesn't do himself any favors out here in the general public world. And maybe he doesn't care. But for someone that doesn't care, he sure does make a lot of public appearances and try to make and call events and call scenes for everybody to see and comment on. He's mad about his subscriber count, so I guess that's an important thing to him. He thinks that, you know, you get his 33 million, right? Because there's 33 million people out here that hinge on what Kanye West has to say. Definitely one in the name of a guy named Sneako. So that was Kanye West and his latest antics. And just like that, I'm out.